Hey, here we go. We are back up and running, keeping you going here on Horse Race Bets. On this Thursday, we are coming to you from the state of Arizona. Been here for the last couple of days. We'll be here for a few more days as we're here with our son and his baseball team, and they're playing in the National Team Championships at Peoria Sports Complex in Arizona. So we're getting a break. It was like 114 the other day. Today it's only 98 degrees, so we can handle that, all right? Things heating up here in the desert. Let's get hot with our plays. Great, and I do mean great week into the weekend of action coming up here. A lot of it taking place on the East Coast with that activity there, Belmont at Saratoga. They've got their July 4th Racing Festival coming up. That starts on Thursday. Great racing. There's an outstanding play of the day on this Thursday on the turf at Saratoga. I can't wait to share that with you. That's at the end. Let's get started with the action coming up on Friday, because Friday things really get off to a really nice start. Okay, Friday, you've got the Grade 3 Manila Stakes. 1 mile on the turf, 12 runners in this field. It's a nice field of runners, but it's got a little bit of everything. There's obviously class, top to bottom. There's speed in this field as well. And because there's some speed, I think it's going to set up beautifully for one particular runner. Now, we're not going to get great value on this runner, but do you want to win or do you want to lose? You want to win? Great. This is the one you want to pick. The number 5, Reagan's Wit in the Manila Stakes. Just simply the best closer in the field. And I think, even though the horse is one going longer, I think the mile distance is actually perfect for this runner. And even if we have some scratches, there'll still be enough of a setup, and he won't be dead last turning for home, right? He won't have all that work to do. Probably be lucky if we get the morning line of 7-2. I think we might get 5-2 when it's all said and done. But I like it quite a bit. And that's a good way to start in that race right there. Okay? So we go from the Manila, which is a grade 3 event, right? We move on through. Okay, so here's the interesting race. It is the Belmont Derby Invitational. 1.125 miles on the turf course. We initially had 8, but Flying Mohawk is a scratch, so now it's just 7 runners. In here, a horse that I absolutely love, but now listen to me. When you pick a horse in the Derby, for some strange reason, you either feel like you have to pick the horse every time they go out there, or people make you feel like you have to do that. I picked Final Gambit in the Derby for a specific reason. Now, I know the horse is fantastic on turf. I love the horse. But in this particular race, he's got no shot because there's no speed at all. So you know what that means. The horse to the inside, Tank. Lone speed with Luis Saez can't lose. Lone Luis lose. Lone speed, Luis Saez can't lose. Seriously, he's going to control everything, and unless somebody takes their horse out of their game, there's no way this horse does not have the lead at the beginning of the race, and I'm pretty sure he'll have it when it's all said and done. Now, our boy, Final Gambit, will do what he always does. It doesn't matter if you're lone speed. He's still going to run. He's still going to try to close, but I don't think he gets to Tank. Tank wins, and we'll see if we get any of this value from the morning line. I doubt that. But I'm going to take that horse because I just don't think anyone is going to be able to go with him or catch him. That's the second of our graded stakes events. Now we go to the final of the graded stakes events on Friday. It is the Grade 2 Suburban on the main track at 1.25 miles with 8 runners. Now this one is really interesting because you've got so much like talent, but then you've got, okay, question marks. What's going to happen? Well, you know Phileas Fogg to the inside has speed. And then the other horse to the outside, Awesome Aaron, has speed as well. Then you have Antiquarian with Johnny V, who has early speed, but probably does not want to mix it up with the two outside, with the inside and the outside horse. So he's going to sit in a stalking position. That's fantastic. In this race, I'm going to go with a horse that has really serious back class, and he's great value, and he's great value for a reason, okay? That horse is the 5, Ben Duke. And Ben Duke has a ton of back class. I mean, a lot of back class. If you go past what you can see on these PPs, and you go back and look, this horse ran 4th in the UAE Derby with a really nice performance. And since then, right, he came back after that race and he won on the synthetic. But since he's come here to North America, he's always in the mix. Now, his only issue is he does not accelerate. He kind of runs at one pace. He gets out of the gate, good order, sits about second and third, and then stays there. Okay, well, I'm okay with that. But my thing about this horse, a ton of back class, Always in the mix. That means the horse is competitive. He never quits. You're not going to see in the running lines where he's like just hopelessly last and never makes up ground, or is in the first flight of horses, and then all of a sudden he falls all the way back to the rear. It doesn't happen with him. So he's always in the mix, and he runs well fresh, and that's what's happening here today. Belmont will have this horse ready to go. I'm hoping that Jose Lezcano is ready to make the move. And I think they'll get enough of the pace to run at with the inside horse, the outside horse, plus Johnny V maybe pushing that a little bit. If the horse is ready, oh my goodness, we're going to get great value. So I'm just hoping they break in a good spot. They're second or third, and let's try to pass a horse once or twice. That'd be great, Ben Duke. We'll get great value. It's Belmont. Come on. Isn't it his year? Let's go with that. All right, so those are your 3 selections for the graded stakes coming up on Friday, right? The Manila, we go with Reagan's Wit. The Belmont Derby, we go with the Speed of Tank to the inside. And in the Suburban, we go with the back class of Ben Duke and the price as well. That's coming up on Friday. But today, it's Thursday. We got to get this money now. Great card of racing as well on Thursday. They'll have a couple of graded stakes on the card. I don't like either of the graded stakes. I'm not going to play them. I'm not going to play the Victory Ride. Although, I think it's a really great race. The Victory Ride is actually a race that started back in 2003, named after Victory Ride, who won the Grade 1 test stakes. But the initial running of that race was won by the coach. The late, great Dwayne Lucas won that race with Country Romance, I do believe was the name of that horse. Jorge Chavez was in the irons. And it's only fitting that the week that the coach passes away, he's the first winner of that race. Greatest trainer in the history of thoroughbred training. Rest in peace, Dwayne Lucas. But I'm not going to play that Victory Ride, and not going to play the Wild Applause. Wild Applause is the other stakes race toward the end of the card there on Thursday. What I am going to play is a really nice race on the turf course. And we're taking a bit of a chance, but not really. Okay, so in this race, it's 5.5 furlongs on the turf course. Race 10, Saratoga on Thursday. 12 runners. They had 14 draw in. 2 have already been scratched out. 11 and 13 gone. Rest of the field remains intact. Look at here. I want you to go look at this if you can, because this is a really interesting horse. I really, really like the 8 horse for Linda Rice and Jose Lezcano. It is TN or Thien, however you want to pronounce it. This horse is awesome. Okay, so this horse loves to win races. Now, 5.5 furlongs, he cut back to 5.5 for the first time last time out. And I thought it was a nice performance, first off the layoff, first time in North America. Got out there, showed good speed, and then wasn't able to catch lone speed that day. Now, here's the advantage. I don't think there's such a thing as lone speed in this race, so I think this horse, if they do their job, the horse likes to break on top. They'll sit just off of whatever horse wants to control the pace. There is some speed in the race. Here's the thing that I really, really love. I put the circles around those victories. All of those victories at further distances, whether it be 6.5 or 7 furlongs, this horse was a front runner. He pops out of the gate on top, and he just sits there, and it's beautiful. He did the exact same thing in that 5.5 furlong race last time out. Like I said, they decided to go out there on the front end with the 12 horse, and we couldn't catch him. The horse that closed that day, I do believe, has scratched out of this race. So now we've got a situation where I think our 8 is in the perfect spot. Someone else will get the lead. The 8 will sit just off of it and then beat the closers to the punch. And we'll get great value because not many people are going to play, at least not in this scenario, Linda Rice, Jose Lezcano, European runner on the turf. We might be able to get away with one here. And I think it's a great opportunity. The 8, race 10, Saratoga. So what you should do is not only look at these PPs yourself, obviously go back and look at that race last time out, but if you can go to any of your online accounts and go back and look at the results of those international races, and you'll see how this horse is tough as nails on the front end. He's just a tough, strong horse. He's not going to dictate the pace, but he's going to be exactly where we want him. And that's how we get back into the winner's circle with that selection here on Thursday. Super excited about that horse. I hope you are too. All right. That's going to do it for episode number 103 here on Horse Race Bets. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself as we get out of the way here, right? In the meantime, between time, until next time, we'll see you here. Once again, rest in peace to the coach, Dwayne Lucas. Good luck and enjoy. whatever you're into this week.